Welcome everyone to NRL Fantasy HQ. This is Red, this is Mitch, I am Alex, and we are the NRL Fantasy Gurus. Welcome everyone to Fantasy HQ. Exciting day today. New shirts. Loving it.
Champs.
We got the logo, got the names and everything, in case you forget. Exciting day today. And not just because it's my birthday.
No, we told you, look, we're busy tomorrow and it's your birthday. We also don't care it's your birthday. Stop bringing up your birthday.
I'm sure you
Happy
guys
birthday.
care. Thank you, much appreciated. But more excitedly, much more excitedly, it was Teamless Tuesday yesterday. So we have some excitement. It was actually a bit of a few curveballs in there. What did you guys think? Like a bit of
Few shocks, yeah, definitely.
Like, what's Angus Crichton doing at the centre? What's he doing there?
Well, the rumour is Josh Morris is going to be released after he only has to play one game for the Sharks. He has to go through one more game of torture.
Love us and leave us.
And then he's...
anyone would do that.
But let's break it down. We got a big episode today, the one you guys have been waiting for,
Yes.
you guys have been asking for. This is Team Reveals. Now,
Not sure why you guys care what we think. But here we are.
history says you shouldn't. But here's the team reveals. First of all, we'll run through some main points. Now, the big one is to Haas or not to Haas.
I think it's the biggest question of fantasy this year.
It is
Most
pretty much
expensive
split
player
down the
losing.
middle. I know he's only in about 30% of teams, but 50% of people should tell you whether it is or isn't a good idea. Red will absolutely implore you not to pick him and spread that money evenly elsewhere. Mitch, you bloody fence sitter, probably still change his team 10 more times after this video.
Yeah.
And me, you absolutely must have him. Why? I'll tell you why.
Thank God.
Look at that bench. You got two forwards on the bench. You got McCulloch, you got Osako on the bench. I think he'll be 80-minute player, at least the first few weeks, before all these injuries and suspensions and all these get sorted out. But I think, at least for the first few weeks, you're looking at 70 minutes plus to already the best scoring fantasy season of all time. Did I say more?
Yes. Would you like to refer that this is week 1 of fantasy, week 1, and you're like, oh, week 1, he's going to get you a zillion points.
At least.
At least. That'll be his average for one game.
That's, if you make him captain, that's 2 zillion.
Oh, sorry. That's right, double points, obviously.
Double points. But yes, he is my captain, pick and stick.
I think that there's too many good men coming back. Well, there's one good player coming back, one grub. Matt Lodge will be back at some point, and Joe Ivan-Gowie will be back at some point now. If you pick him now, you cannot take him out for the rest of the year. Most expensive player that's ever existed in fantasy. I think you shouldn't do it. I think it's a risk.
Mitch?
Risky. I've got him at the moment, but my team is probably going to change at least another 500 times.
Shambles.
Your team got Caitlin Jennard.
It got butchered.
Mitch last week was the most confident man heading into today, and Teamless Tuesday has really thrown him for one. So, well, let's get into it. Let's go. We're disagreeing with that, but let's go into some people that we do agree with.
Okay.
And there is many.
There's many?
I think the big one for all of us is Carrigan.
Yeah, Carrigan's an
Broncos.
absolute must.
Now, the Broncos are filled to the brim with great options in the forwards, and just all up.
You just said how many options they didn't have.
For the ones that are starting in fantasy,
Ah.
for the ones that are starting in fantasy, great options.
What was that sound?
And I've been talking up the Broncos. But
I
Carrigan,
loved it.
one of the most hyped pre-seasons from recent memory, Carrigan, they love him.
Yeah. And look, they're thinking about him in Corey Parker kind of mould. And he was a fantasy must years ago. Him, Sean Fensom and Hindy.
Yeah.
That was just set to forget second row.
We went from substitute last year to co-captain round 1 this year.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Quite a step
So,
up.
quite a step up. We like
Well,
Williams.
anything's a step up from Darius Boyd. So he could have stayed on the bench and not played a minute. You're still better than Darius Boyd.
Next one, Williams from the Sharks. Both
Can
one.
you scratch Darius Boyd? I don't want him anymore.
Williams, love him. Starting at lock, we talked about it in our videos. Magoulias, Williams, we're not sure what's happening. Magoulias didn't even make 17. So Jack
Surprising,
Williams,
actually.
he's your man. Got to have him.
I think Magoulias, Jack Williams, look, it's his spot to lose, and if he plays well, he'll keep it. But Magoulias will definitely feature in that Sharks pack at some
Eventually,
point.
it'll be very surprised. Luciano Leilua, we loved him in the trials. Breaking tackles left, right, and centre. That price, 503.
Starting. And with if you look at his stats from last year when he started and played over 60 minutes, they were amazing stats.
Unbelievable. Well over the break even he's got set.
Yeah, we use footystatistics.com for a lot of our info, and Alex showed me his stats for over 60 minutes, and it is impressive. I don't listen to Alex very often when it comes to fantasy. I think he's rubbish. But he had me by the testicles on that one.
Well, we'll segue that into Radley, who Red has convinced me into getting. You look at that bench, you got Verrills there, so Radley won't be filling in at hooker this year, which is great news. He's at lock, and you got a very slim bench there, especially Crichton in the centres now too. He won't take any time at lock as well. So Radley, we all have him.
Yeah.
We love him there.
Well, you read it down. You know we all have him.
That was the guy's little.
Oh,
yeah!
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, we all have him.
Wow.
What a segue. Do we all have this guy? I don't know.
Next one on the list, Liam Knight. We've all had him from the start.
Yeah.
Wait, we all have him?
We all had him from the start.
Wow.
I'm just
We're really
saying
whipping
how
this
long
joke.
we've liked
We're just
Liam
whipping
Knight.
this joke to death.
We all love Liam Knight.
if you
David for feeder.
Absolute must have. Must have him. He was probably the form player, maybe other than Payne Haas at the end of last year in fantasy.
So there's another Bronco we all
Yeah,
love.
15 tackle busts in a game.
Freakish.
Even when Haas was doing what he was doing. Wow, I just said that.
Now,
In
the
another
guy
video.
of many names, Pappen Schmackle, Pappen Lackle, Pappenhausen.
I believe Ryan Pappenhausen is his name.
Mr. Pappenhausen.
The pap smear. He'll
So,
get you.
I think he's the most consistent wing fullback we've had in our team since the start. So
Yeah.
we love
Oh
him.
yeah, I think if you don't have him, you're bananas.
Akins is another one at 330, very cheap. Starting.
Yeah. Look, I don't know how high his ceiling is, but he's starting there. He will make some money. How much money though? Don't know.
And Edwards is laid off for quite a while, so you'll have him there for a while. So at that price, I don't think you can say no. One that has emerged, a young buck, Willie Army, 27.
Yeah.
Young buck.
Young
buck.
So he's come out. He's taken Aiken's spot for the Dragons. He can play DPP, wing and centre.
Yeah.
So one to look out for.
Well, that's what drew me to him actually. He stole the spot from Akins. Now he was actually relatively good in fantasy.
Yeah, he was.
He was actually
Wasn't too bad.
fantasy relevant. Trash for his team. But he was fantasy relevant. So if he can produce anything similar to what Aiken did, you're in for a great year. That's money made straight away.
They must see something in him. The most chosen player in fantasy, we'll have him too. Luai from Panthers.
Yes.
We got another one, Panthers player, Coruscant.
Yeah. Must have.
You
Must
gotta
have.
have him.
No bench hookers.
No.
80-minute
Luai
player.
could end up taking the place somewhere. If Cleary can be
Yeah.
one half, but you don't know. But during the trials, they were talking to Ivan Cleary, and he said the 80-minute hooker. We expect him to play 80 at that price. If you don't have him, again, you bananas. Even if he doesn't do it this early, 5-6 rounds in, he's playing 80, and he's got no origin in him. So.
And of course, another great hooker option, Blake Brantley. We'll have him as well. Yeah. So 400k. Now we're saying you should have all these guys, but you should absolutely have all of these guys in your team.
Is that because we have them?
Yes.
And if they've watched it this far into the video,
They know
Yeah.
to avoid those guys like the absolute plague.
Alex has put them in there. They're all getting injured week 1. I'd love to see how many get
I
injured
have
week
that
1 because
curse.
you picked them.
Yeah, well, you'll all get burned too, which
Yeah.
is great.
Braden.
Now, I'll throw my team up first. I'll put up some point of differences. There it is. Oh, in all its glory. I don't know where it is.
Is there a
Be
poop
covering my
sound?
face?
Yeah,
But
there's a poop sound.
I got some PODs, point of differences. I got Flanagan. Hated him, loved him now. I've done some research. I think he's going to have a great year. Main kicker for the Roosters. He'll be goal kicking. Whether he gets them or not is another story. But I've got him in there.
You know what? He'll get more attempts though.
He'll get definitely more attempts.
I actually think they're not going to be as good without Cooper.
Well, he averaged 38 points last year, and I thought he was very average with the Sharks, so I think fantasy relevant, yes. Another one I've gone with, obviously Haas is a big one for me, pick and stick captain. Centers, Stags and Lomax, I went 2 goal kicking centers. If I can't go second row centers, I'm going goal kicking centers. That's my reasoning.
Not a bad theory.
And mate, with the amount of mid-range second row options, I'm just going to fill my team with those. So there's a lot of great mid-range second row options. How about you guys? What do you guys got going on?
Well, I think my main points of difference from you guys are Tommy Turbo. we've all said at this point in the year, this is probably the cheapest he'll get him. If he can stay healthy, he's going to end up in the same kind of leagues as Sheck and Tedesco and Ponga.
Yeah. There's no doubt about it.
And Reid Marnie, I think he's going to have a big year. I wouldn't at all be surprised if he's wearing a Queensland jersey. If Para's flying...
Which is terrible for fantasy.
Terrible for fantasy, but I think he's been working hard with Joey and the Halves coach, and I think he only got better last year as the year went on.
I think if Jake Friend can stay healthy, you might dodge a bullet there for Marnie. So hopefully he would get picked first. But yeah, I love Marnie. Lead tackling last year.
So from my team to their team, those are my main 2 points of difference, Marnie and Tommy.
And as of speaking, Haas.
Haas is in the team. He is captain. He'll probably be out in about 10 minutes.
Me and Red, you can pretty much guarantee we're going to have these teams by Thursday. Mitch, maybe not so much. I've never seen someone so up in the air about his team at this point.
He was very similar last year and he went and snagged it from us. So maybe his perfectionist ways are what actually wins it, whereas we're just too stubborn to change it. We put it on video. It's got to stay there.
Yeah.
Could be our detriment. So you guys,
did you see that team?
Just let you know. Points of difference. So, yeah, I got a few points of difference. One that you may notice, I have 6 hookers in my team. A little bit more than the average.
Strategy comment.
Let's see if it pays off for them. 5 starting hookers, total of 6. I think that there's a lot of great hookers this year that are going to make you money. Now, do you keep them for the whole year? Maybe not. Does Brayley from the Sharks maybe only gain 100k and I end up getting rid of him? I think Appy's going to make a ton of money. And I've managed to squeeze a nice little game in here. Now, I haven't gone Payne Haas. I think that there's too many good things coming back for Payne Haas, but there's 2 guys who have been absolute stellar in fantasy over the last 2 years. Cook and Cameron Smith, they're both in my team, because if you can't have Haas, you need the next best thing. I actually think it's the better thing. But I think that that's the way to do it. So with 6 hookers, I've got Cook, Smith, Coruscant, Brayley, Walters, and Britton from the Dragons. I think that's the right way to go. And I actually think Moses is a must-have. I think he will probably end up being more expensive than DC by the end of the year.
Moses was the big one that I wanted in, and to create the team I wanted, I had to go a bit cheaper, so fun again.
I think DC is someone I want in there. With Denny Levi, rubbish. Tommy Turbo, can't kick. They got Dylan Walker. Like, he's going to get all the kick metres. He's going to get... Well, you know how good he's at 40-20s, and now they've got 20-40s, so...
Yeah, if they're ever struggling at the back end of a game and they just need some position, that's the man who's going to get it.
Yeah. Definitely the most expensive half in the game for a reason. Some guys you wanted to put in, didn't? Obviously, you already mentioned some, but Levi is one for me.
No, just pass. For me, big one was Brimson. He's been in my team from day one. He's got a bit of a back issue at the moment. He's named in the 21, but they're saying it's similar to what Dylan Brown had last year and he missed 13 weeks, so...
I guarantee if he was named at fullback for Teamless Tuesday, we'd all have him in our team. So that was very heartbreaking, and it's probably what sent Mitch into a deep spiral.
Actually, I think that's where it all unraveled for me. I was pretty happy, and I got him out. I wasn't happy with anyone I could bring in without changing everything else around.
Yeah, my one's Fodawaker. I really wanted him. Another Titans bloke who's sitting in the 21, sitting at jersey 20, I believe, and you just don't know, and I don't want to take the risk. I have to worry about trying to chop and change later. If he's going to be there round 3, I might have to just hope that I make some money from some other guys and bring him in through trades. But he's someone I really want to get in there because he was averaging 60 minutes a game last year, and he looked real good. So yeah, he was the guy I was desperate for and just couldn't have.
I think the big takeaway here that we all agree on is there are so many great mid-range options. You can have a very strong 17. I think that's the most important thing, having a strong 17 that will all get you points. Center's obviously not very appealing this year.
No.
As you can see, we've all spent very little money in that department, and we'll need improving throughout the season. Hopefully some great guys emerge. But mid-range with second roles and stuff, we don't have Stimson, we don't have Sewer, but they're great options. Stimson can hold that spot, and as we mentioned before, so many great mid-range players.
Yeah, that was an interesting one. I wanted Simpson, but we don't really know what's happening with Herrera and Era at the moment. So suspension, but is it a week? Is it 10 weeks?
You got Fatala Mara sitting on the bench.
Yeah.
You got to assume that he's going to be there somewhere. Josh Jackson ain't coming off the field.
No, never. So
Adam Elliott's been known to play long stints.
So at 3.9, very tempting price.
Very
tempting.
I'm saying buyer beware. Bit of a throwback to last year.
Hey.
Buyer beware.
Stop
Jed,
it.
so I didn't rate him in the trial, so and I'm a bit worried Ethan will just do a straight swap for him.
I thought Eflin would get the start.
I thought he would too.
He was played for Queensland last year and he actually played really well in Origin, so.
I think Sua's got it because he's got the Bennett history, so he came from the Broncos with Bennett pretty much straight over. I'm surprised Darius Boys is playing for the Rabbitohs.
Probably tried and they didn't answer the call.
Well, that's it for Teamless Tuesday and team reveals. Let us know what you think about our teams, who's you like the most, who's you hated. One last point I should make. Well, I'll just remind people we're in a limited schedule this year, so we'll have a bit of, we have jobs. Ones that actually pay. This doesn't pay.
Actually, we all work different shifts.
So it's a limited schedule this year, so we'll probably release our next video week 3, week 4. But we'll let you know, we'll keep you updated on the Instagram, obviously, and other ways. I don't know what other ways are.
We
Pigeons.
could podcast. Do people like podcasts? That's a thing.
There's another question too, but I still like the pigeon idea.
Smoke signals?
Smoke signals, great. And in the meantime, what can they do, Mitch?
As always, guys, like, subscribe, comment. If you want to tear Herm's team apart, please do.
Just
It's
say.
a favourite part of our day.
I love my team. You will not be my team. Cheers.
Cheers.
Thanks,
Also, last thing, join our league. There's a few spots left. I say a few spots left, even though it's unlimited.
It's unlimited.
Spots.
There's an
Join our
unlimited
league
amount of people.
on NRL.com, NRL Fantasy Gurus League, and see who wins.
And
Cheers.
happy birthday to Herms. Oh,
Thanks, guys.
Subscribe.